So hello everybody and welcome to another episode of RedReadyman. In this episode I'm going to be taking a dive into the Ultra League. This is an Ultra League team that I've put together. I've had mixed success with it, if I'm honest with you. I was leading with Articuno and was just getting destroyed with the amount of Melmetals that I was seeing. It was just ripping the whole team apart. I also had Giratina in there for a little while, but I've actually swapped that to Swampert. Purely to kind of deal with that Melmetal issue. It's not the finished product by any means, and it's still very, very much a work in progress. But I thought I would share my work in progress with you. So let's get this started and let's talk through the battles. A little bit of a new layout here. I'm still playing with the layout and the kind of the way that this whole thing looks. I hope you like it. I'm feeling really happy with how this is looking. It's very similar to my Twitch stream, and if you're not following me on Twitch, you really should be. So met with a really good lead. This is fantastic for Cresselia. They're gonna throw. It's gonna do nothing to me. It'll be an Ice Punch, I would imagine. Yeah, it is an Ice Punch, which we can very, very easily take. We're going to throw the Moonblast. I think we'll probably get a shield here. That would be how I would expect it to play, and we do, and they dive out, and they come in with Melmetal. So this is where Swampert really comes into its own. I don't know why there's so much Melmetal, because it's about 134 or something like that on PV Poke. It's not particularly meta. They let the first one go through. I'm going to shield up the first Rock Slide, purely that they've already used a shield. Let's try and keep this Swampert as healthy as possible. It doesn't take hits particularly well, I've noticed. So we should definitely use that shield. I think we'll take this Rock Slide. This will be fine. We'll let this one come through. And as you can see, it does a little bit. It's not too much. Now, I'm guessing this is going to be a super pair at this point. Normally they panic, yeah, and it is a super pair, which does a little bit more damage, but that's okay. So here I'm going to shield because I'm actually going to dive out, because they've switch locked this Poliwhirl, and I think they kind of forgot that I'd got the Cresselia in the background. But I am going to chuck an Earthquake first. Sorry, excuse me, the fly coming at me. We get that, and then we go into the Cresselia just for the farm down. Going to be another Ice Punch, so this, we have no shields left, of course, but this will be fine. Dynamic Punch does a little bit more, but now the problem with Psycho Cut is you cannot farm anything down, and I don't know what I was really trying here. I think there was very much a lesson learned there, that farming down is not the way to go. I'm full of energy, so I'm just going to throw the Grass Knot because that's the more energy efficient. And really I just need to blow on it to go over. Now, coming with a Granbull. Now, the Charm is going to hurt, but then so is this Moonblast. And my plan is if I can get just another charge move to chip away at it, when we come in, we're going to be in a much stronger position here. So we nearly get them down to nothing. Now, I'm expecting a move pretty quick here, so I come in with the Swampert, really just to soak up this damage. Rather than anything else. Let them empty their damage and then come in with the Articuno. And then we've just got to clear up this Melmetal. Now, this is not a very good matchup, as I found. This will do 70-80% of my health. But I should survive just enough to get off the Ancient Power. Why do I have Ancient Power on there? Because I'm an idiot. And I actually TM'd away a Hurricane. For no real apparent reason. But there's a couple of times where Ancient Power has come in useful. So I'm not going to say it's a complete mistake. And I do like Ancient Power when you get the boost. And there is a 10% chance of getting the boost with that. So first game out of the way, we've got Cresselia and we met with a Steelix. I mean, this is spicy. This is super spicy play. And I'm not 100% sure what to do. So I'm really just buying some time here. And I'm thinking, well, probably the Swampert is the best to do. So get the charge move off. And then I'm going to be reaching for my switch in a minute. Okay, I'm going to take this first one. I am going to take this first Earthquake. Earthquake isn't really going to do that much to me. But I'm going to go into the Swampert and I'm expecting a swap. And there isn't one. So I'm like, okay. Swampert's moves are incredibly spammy, so I'm going to get to lots of moves before. So they do swap out now. This was the weirdest play of all. What am I doing here going for an earthquake? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me either. I can hear you all laughing at me, but this is the problems with you get a new team, that you kind of make lots of these kind of mistakes. So I'm going to shield up this one's probably going. Oh, it's an outrage. So this is an outrage crunch. Gyarados. Now, because he's got Waterfall as its fast move, it's not doing a lot of damage to me. So the fast moves I can kind of survive, but I'm going to come out and I'm going to go back into Cresselia. Now, Grass Knot will do quite a bit of damage because of that water typing. The grass will do that kind of hurt. But again, I'm in the same problem that I have with Cresselia every time, that Psycho Cut isn't a move to farm down on. You just need to throw stuff, really. It's... yeah, so there you can see I'm throwing because I'm understanding that there's no way I'm going to farm down with Psycho Cut. But the Grass Knot will take them out and we'll bring it back in the Steelix. So this Swampert, I think, is going to be the play to come in. Try and get off this Hydro Cannon. See what this will do. I mean, imagine this is 30-40% I'm feeling with when I'm hitting it, and it does a good chunk. Now they are going to come in. They are going to hit me here. With a crunch, which will take me out. This gives me a little bit of a chance to get Articuno some energy and a lead and an advantage for what they have coming in. Now, this is where the Ancient Power really came in kind of quite handy here. We're both going to be using Icy Winds. They're going to have Avalanche, and I've got Ancient Power, and Ancient Power is going to do a little bit more damage. I also have a shield here, which I'm kind of saving because I know that they're going to be able to get to a move before me, which they do, and I need this shield. And even though I've played this game incredibly badly, we come out of this with an opportunity to hit the Ancient Power and take them out. Now, all of my games today have been incredibly laggy. I've very much been suffering with performance issues with the game. I know we've got a spotlight hour going on all over the world today, which tends to slow it down a little bit, but this is getting really quite bad. It's virtually unplayable at times. I did a set last night that I really just couldn't play. Now, we're met with a Togekiss. This is not a terrible lead for us because, as you can see, the Charm doesn't do the damage and we do outpace them to moves. But I'm kind of thinking all of the time here, do I want to go into Swampert here? Do I want to go... But they make the choice for me. But actually, I'm kind of quite happy to stay here as well because the Dragon Claw isn't going to do a lot of damage. You'll see here, it just chips away a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong, they mount up. But if they don't shield this Moonblast, this will do around about 50% health. So there you can see we've just got them into the yellow very, very quickly. But the Dragon Claws are going to mount up. So at some point, I'm probably going to have to shield. And then they come with a Shadow Sneak, which I was not expecting. You do not see Shadow Sneak very often on a Cresselia, on a Giratina. So I'm just going to throw the Moonblast, expecting them to shield, but they don't. And for some reason, I switch lock myself with Articuno. Now, this really should be GG's. Luckily, I have some shields. Otherwise, I would have been in deep trouble here. This was not a play. And again, learning a new team, you suddenly kind of start making these basic mistakes that, you know, you really shouldn't be making. Now, I'm going to have to take this. Now, it has an Icy Wind. Just see what this Night Slash does. So it does like a little bit. It would have done a lot more. And I'm just praying they don't get the boost. Getting the boost with Obstagoon just means you've won the game a lot of the time. But I'm managing to avoid it so far. Get to an Icy Wind. So they'll either shield or take this out. But I'm quite happy for them to do either. Because if they shield like this, they're really not going to be doing a lot of damage at this point. So I'm going to let them take me out and give me a chance to come in and farm up some energy for what's coming up next. You know, this is not going to be doing anything for them. So even though they're going to throw their energy here, this is okay. I'm kind of just wasting time and getting them down because now they're so low that we are going to be able to mudshot them down and we have energy to go, and we have the Togekiss here again, Hydro Cannon back to back. This is GG's. It's all over now. 50% each time, and yeah, well done to my opponent there. But interesting matchups, some interesting teams. I think this is the start of a season. You're always seeing a little bit of people finding their feet, trying to play some teams they were playing last season and trying to do some new things. So it's been definitely fun seeing some of the teams that have been coming out. So going into the next one, and we are met with an Articuno. We know the play here that they're just going to try and icy wind us down here, but I'm going to just chuck the grass knot very quickly to see what this does, because I'm not sure what damage it will do, and it looks like it's going to be fairly neutral. So rather than spending all of the money getting into a Moonblast, I think I should be looking to change into throw the grass knots just for speed. So I'm going to throw another grass knot, and as it turns out, it doesn't do a lot. So another icy wind going to come through. I'm going to let it come through, but I'm really quite debuffed at this point, so I'm looking to swap and go into my own Articuno, which is probably dangerous. Now I'm just going to go for the Ancient Power here, hopefully fishing for a boost, and I suddenly realise what this team is. This team is a stall it out and wait till the end kind of team. So my job here is to try and have more Pokemon left at the end than they are. So you're going to see quite a few swaps in and out. I realise it's fairly early. Bubble Beams are just going to be... Now I'm down two attacks now. I'm going to throw in the Ancient Power. I'm really waiting for my switch clock to come up to get out and clear those debuffs. But as soon as I do that, I know they're going to do that. Okay, it's kind of good that happened, that I can take it now and they're not doing it on a new Pokemon. But my Articuno has absolutely no attacking power at all at the moment. So I need to go for the attack as quick as possible, because I need to do while I'm not debuffed. But this Articuno is going to Icy Wind me again. I'm gonna shield this up. Now, unfortunately, I'm switch locked and I'm debuffed one stage. But I'm going to throw the Grass Knot to try and take them out. And it is just a stalling team. All they are doing is trying to stall, and it didn't quite take them out, so I get debuffed again. I'm almost hoping it will take me out at this point, but it's not. So farm down a little bit. I'm going to try and get to the Moonblast. And really what I need to try and do now is to swap out. So swap out into the Articuno. They're going to get a charge move off against me. Now, I know that I need to keep Pokemon alive. I know the timer clock is running down. So I'm going to get the Icy Wind just to debuff them a little bit more and stop them attacking quite as much. But they're going to get another charge move off, which is going to KO me, which means that I'm down to 2 Pokemon. This is such a long game. I mean, oh my gosh. Now, if I can get the Hydro Cannon, this should do around about 20-30% damage, which takes them pretty low. But unfortunately, yet again, they're going to get a Grass Knot off. And I was hoping it wasn't a Grass Knot, but it was. And then they're going to come and Bubble Beam me down. So I need to try and swap out here. And clear that debuff, and the timer clock is up. I mean, what a long game, and what a boring way to win. They must do 1 set a day. That team is particularly tedious. I'm going to say that's worse than the Grass Hole team. But they want to play it, and they've got the time, that's fine. So we met with the Giratina. This is not a bad matchup for us. The Dragon Claws are not going to do a lot to us. The Shadow Sneak, if they have it, will do around about 20-30%, but Moonblast will do around about 50%. So we see there, we take them into the yellow, take this Dragon Claw. This is going to be fine. Ancient Power, wow, was not expecting that, and they get the boost. Isn't that just typical? So now they're going to spend all of their shields here protecting this Giratina with the boost, and I need to start spending shields to protect my Cresselia here. Because this is my best chance of taking out this Giratina. But unfortunately, I've decided that I'm going to come out and try and come in with Articuno. Now, the Ice typing is super effective against Dragon. But you can just see that the Dragon Breaths are really mounting up on me. And then remembering that they have that Ancient Power. But I farm some good energy, and I'm ready to go throw in the Icy Wind just to debuff whatever comes in. Just flow it blindly, which is not a bad move. If I thought about it, I should be throwing Ancient Powers here. Actually, now I'm in the cold light of day. But the Icy Winds, they shield that anyway, so it means that we get the debuff on them. And this Charizard is double debuffed. Now you can only debuff it 4 times, 4 stages I think it is, so I couldn't have done much more. Blast Burn doesn't do a lot at all. Get to a Hydra Cannon, but we're CMP'd, as always. Of course I'm CMP'd, I never actually win a CMP. Another Blast Burn, does enough damage to annoy me, but we're still okay here. I'm feeling pretty confident that we can deal with what comes out, and it's a Grand Bull. So Hydra Cannon is going to do around about 50% damage to this Grand Bull, and that's a really nice chunk of damage. Coming with the Cresselia, we've got a little bit of a head start, get to the Moon Blast, and this should KO at this range. And it does, and that's GG's. So GG's my opponent there, well done. That was a healthy battle. So that was a 4-1, and the one that I lost, it could have gone either way. It was one of those ones that if I just played a little bit differently. I like the team. I think it has a little bit of play. I'm enjoying using it. But the Articuno, I am not sure about just yet. The jury is still out there, and I think next time we come back here, I may be rocking with something new. Listen, thank you very much for joining me, but what are you still doing here? Let's go Pogo.